Figuring
Yeah,
shit out. Episode 91. Should we
that's right.
stop saying, maybe should we just stop saying the numbers after a certain amount? Or like, do people
No,
care? Or, okay,
yeah, I think that's like a status symbol, bro. Like
is it?
it's gonna be cool. We like episode 347. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, I guess we'll keep saying it. Because it's, we
Yeah.
about to hit 100, so I'm thinking we should switch it up or do something. But
Hey.
anyway, it's episode 91, figuring shit out. You already know what it is.
hmm
Bunny Flocks here. We got King Arthur in the building, bro. What's going on?
What's going on? Y'all know what time it is. Unify and Thrive. It's my season. I'm going outside. 2020 faces is popping. I got an event tomorrow. Matter of fact, it's about to get crazy. I got a few lined up, so it's about to get real out here, man. Fred, what's going on with you?
We got a super dope guest with us today in episode 91. We got Montrelle Strauss of Queen Roofing Services. We're going to ask her about her business, how she got started, her journey into being an entrepreneur. But first things first, we always ask, what was your figuring shit out moment? Just a moment in your life where you had an epiphany, the clouds opened up, the sky, sunlight shone down, and your life changed for the better. Do you have a moment for us, a figuring shit out moment?
Um, I guess it was just to realize that I wasn't meant to work for anybody else. That
Hmm.
was it. It's I kept trying to work for other people because I was like, no, 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 I don't want to do it. I was like, I can't make that jump. And then like nothing was working out, and then I just had to do it. So yeah, that was my moment. That was just like, oh,
Was there
I can't.
like a particular time where you worked for somebody and they just disrespected you or turned you off, or just you was just like, I can't do this no more. I can't work for other
Oh,
people.
well, yeah, for sure. I mean, there have been several times I worked for other people and I've made them a lot of money or I've done everything in my power to
Hmm.
satisfy what the job is requiring. And it didn't matter what I did, how much I was getting paid, I just couldn't do it. There was just nothing in me that could manage to do this anymore. And I had to realize to make that transition because it was hurting me internally.
Hmm.
I started to get sick
Hmm. Yeah, the
It
most.
was
Yeah.
sizzling on your spirit.
pretty much. Pretty much.
So I came across your TikTok page on a random, I think FYP or something. I don't know how I found your page, but I was like, a lady on the roof. My God, what is going on here? I
That's
was
what I
like,
said.
is what is this? And so tell us about like how you got into the roofing industry and kind of what it is that you actually do.
Okay. So I've been in the roofing industry for about 10 years, but it all started with insurance, or actually over 10 years, but it started with insurance. I was an adjuster, and at one of the jobs that I was being taken advantage of,
Hmm.
in a sense that, I'm being overworked, underpaid. Um, as what do you call it? A salesman, insurance salesman. So
Okay.
my stepdad calls me one day and he's like, "Hey, do you want to try doing an adjusting?" So an adjuster is the one who calls you if you ever have to actually use your insurance, the one that pays you the check. So I got
Hmm.
into that, and most of it was like roofing. Like people would just freaking crazy about roofs. People would make claims about their roofs all the time about insurance, and they just wanted roofs. I thought it was the nuttiest idea, and I was like, "Why are people so nuts about this?" But it's a thing. So I went through various carriers, worked for various carriers as an independent, learned everything about the insurance policy, how to use it, how to just use it, period,
Hmm.
how to enact it, how it works, everything about it. And decided that I no longer work for the insurance companies anymore. And I'm gonna be a contractor and use this insurance policy and help customer or homeowners be able to get things out of their insurance companies when things happen because people don't know how their policies work. People don't know what their policies read or what they're
Hmm.
covered for and how to get the maximum benefit out of what you've been paying for the past 20 years or so.
No, that's a bar. I believe that. And most people, they pay for insurance and they, like you said, they don't know how to utilize it. They don't know how to work the system. And then if you call and put in a claim, what's nine times out of 10, they're just gonna be like, you don't qualify, or find some type of loophole, or just
Exactly.
find any reason, even if it's, I won't say illegal, but even if it's clear that you're covered, they'll still try to deny you on the basis of denying you to see what you do, like what your step is. If you're gonna fight it, if you're gonna just, roll over or whatever the case. So you started on was you working for a home insurance company and then everyone's just calling in for roofs? Is that what happened?
So basically, what I do is I help people obtain roofs, and we go through their insurance companies.
Oh,
And then
okay.
a
Oh,
construction company. But that all ties in. So if they decide to move forward with the process, like I don't charge them for doing, helping them with their insurance and making sure that goes through, making sure everything gets approved. Because a lot of times the insurance company will do exactly what you said. They'll get them little or partial or not pay fully for it and say, yeah, there's a little bit of damage, but we're just gonna repair it. This roof is not
patch.
repairable.
The little
Right.
patches.
Right.
Let's do the little patch.
Yeah.
Bare
Nobody
minimum.
wants that. So I basically overturn those, and my overturn rate is at almost 100. I would say 99. But the problem
Hey,
is I took on a case
it's
where
modest.
yeah, yeah. So I took on a case that I shouldn't. But I basically told them, hey, I don't want to do this, and they were like, hey, yeah, I think it would be fine. And I was like, I don't think this is going to get approved, but if you want to do this, I don't believe we should. And he was just saying, yeah, I want to try it. I'm like, fine. Sure enough, came back. I said it wasn't going to get approved, dude. So,
Hmm.
so that's the only reason. Just did it because he wanted to.
Right.
Um,
You must have been bored.
So, right.
I,
You got it. You miss 100%. You miss 100% shots you don't take. You know what I'm talking about? So you don't actually repair roofs like yourself.
No, I get on the roofs and I inspect them. That's what I did as an adjuster. I would have to actually climb the roofs and inspect them. But I have gotten on a roof and I've done a roof. Do not think that
Okay,
I haven't
okay.
gotten my hands
Bro.
dirty. My God,
So
it's terrible.
so in a past life, I was in construction. I've been on roofs, I've done roofs, and I'm terrified of heights, and I was always
Boy,
legs shaking, thighs shaking. I had a
I
power washer
never.
roof once. I was power
Uh,
washing. You know what a power washer is? It's a big ass gun and it sprays water. It had soap
right.
in it, some chemicals. The roof was slippery. I'm not gonna get into it. It was a nightmare. But yeah, I don't fuck with roofs. So hats off to you
Nah,
because I don't
I
do it.
never get up there. I'm terrified. I mean, my son went treetop lining, and I had to pump fake my braid for him. Like I would never go on the top roof, bro. And when I want to get my house, I want to put some solar panels up there, but I'm definitely paying somebody to do it. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, no, for sure.
Um, so talk about that kind of with the new solar panels and all these new technologies coming out for roofs. Is that something that you suggest with insurance? Will the insurance cover that, or do they have to pay for out of pocket, or how does that work?
No, that is a complete out-of-pocket expense to the homeowner. That's an upgrade, and they don't cover upgrades. But if you had solar panels on your roof already and something happened to it, then the insurance would pay for it. So once
Okay,
it's on your roof,
so,
it is covered.
so you have like get like a new policy or something to cover the panels, or
Oh, they probably have a policy for it. I wouldn't doubt it,
Probably
but
direct to the manufacturer or the vendor.
yeah, I wouldn't doubt
Okay.
it.
So
all
Queen, let's
right,
talk about Queen Roofing Services now. Is this
right.
your adjustment business? And you help, like you said, you reach out or cl your clients reach out to you to help them get the most out of their current policy that they have with someone else?
So basically, what we do is I have a sales team that goes door knocking and that gets people that are interested in roof replacements. So in Houston area, that's where we're based out of. It's a lot of storms that happen.
Mhm.
And because I know how to work the insurance and things like that, and it's completely legal too. So basically they'll go knock on doors and say, hey, we just had a huge major storm, actually two.
Mhm.
We noticed some roof damage up there. Do you know that you can use your insurance to get your roof replaced? And so basically they'll get them interested and then we'll go through the process and they'll get their insurance involved. All they pay is their deductible. The insurance kicks in and pays the rest. So most of them are paying like $5,000 for a $35,000 roof.
Wow,
That
okay.
yeah, so that's something that's interesting to them. They're like, wait, I know I need one. I know it was messed up. So once they bring those to me and we get everything approved, um, I send my crews out to replace the roof and then we go get the shingles, make sure everything's done. I'm there the day of the job. I'm making sure everything's like, tip top. I'm very, very picky with my builds. Um,
Nice.
so yeah, and then once everything's done, it's done.
That's dope.
That's unique. Yeah,
That's definitely unique.
like it is because like I hear people talk about homes all the time in their house in their roofs, right? and even when you're driving around, right, people roofs are just kind of not always the prettiest. And then they say roofs have like a 10 to 12 year shelf life anyway.
I think so.
And then yeah,
Well, I mean, so it depends on the type of shingle. Most of them are like a 30-year shingle or a 20 to 25-year shingle. They're kind of going obsolete with the 20 to 25-year shingle. It just doesn't make any sense to have those anymore. They say they last that long, but in reality, you're going to get about maybe 10 to 12 years out of the 2025 one. And the 30-year shingle, you're going to get about 18, maybe 22.
okay.
Okay.
And does a new roof value to the home? Is there something
Oh,
that
yeah.
increases the appreciation value of the home?
Oh yeah, it definitely does. You'll get a lower insurance rate because the insurance is like, oh, we're not going to pay 30 bands on this anytime soon. We know that.
Mhm.
Right.
And then also, it adds value to the home as far as like resale too. So if you're going to sell it, definitely replacing the roof is going to be an upgrade because that you just saved the new homeowner X amount of thousands of dollars.
No, yeah, no,
And
and it's a
years.
dope selling point. You can say, hey, this roof was replaced a year, 2 years ago, whatever the case. So that's pretty dope. So do
Yeah.
you get as a woman roofer, do you get a lot of comments or people like just like
Chauvinist.
what are you doing on roofs? How did you get into this field? Because
Why are you on my roof, lady?
right, because it seems it's not a normal thing to see. Like usually you see dudes on roofs doing construction or whatnot. Here we got you know what I'm saying, like you just up there, you have a company
And you're
called Queen
young.
Roofing Services. So like
Right.
talk us through that. Like what's
Oh my
yeah, I'm
gosh.
sure you got stories.
I've got quite a
Mm.
few. But there was one in particular when I was an adjuster. I was actually a manager and I was training this guy. He kid you not, like I'm 5'6". So he's 6'7". So he's like
Oh,
way up here.
wow.
And like I go to the homeowner and I'm going through everything and I'm talking to the homeowner. He's a male. And he's looking at the guy talking through me. He was like, "Can you tell her this and this and this?" Literally, I kid
Wow.
you not. And then so like the trainee is like, dude, like she's the boss. Why don't you tell
She's
her?
right
And
there,
then
yeah.
yeah, so I looked at him, I said, "Don't worry about it. I know what's going on." And I kind of gave him that look, and he was like, "All right." So he just started playing those games, and I was like, whatever. So we get on his roof. His roof is steep, okay? It's not a roof that if you've never climbed a roof before that you should ever think about getting on. So this man, like I'm getting on the roof, I hopped on. My trainee's getting up there and he's like wobbling. He's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then
He's
all of a
six
sudden,
seven. Hell yeah.
yeah, he's wobbling. All of a sudden the homeowner, I look over, I said, "Oh, he wants to get up here." And he's like, "Yeah, he's gonna get up here." I was like, "Whatever." So I'm doing my thing, and all of a sudden I'm like, "Ah!" I hear, "Ah, ah!" And I'm like, "What is going on?" I go to the other
Miguel.
side of the roof. Dude is stuck. He's like, "Help me, help me." And I was like, "What do you want me to do?"
Also, so he want to ignore you before, but now he's asking you for help.
Yes,
That
he's
needs help.
asking me for help now. And I was like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "Okay, dude, I need you." So I like guided him back on how to get down. And he's like screaming at his wife, Heather, help me, help me. And I'm just sitting here trying not to laugh at him. So
You should have
finally,
told the dude, like, hey, can you help him? Like, you know what I'm saying? Pass the buck.
he didn't know what to do either. He was
Oh,
like,
he's a
"I don't know
trainee, yeah.
what to do." Yeah, because he's a trainee. So he's like, "I don't know." And I'm just like, God dang it. So
Men.
down. Yeah, he gets down. And why as soon as he gets down, I get down. I was like, "Don't do that again." And he looks me in my eye and he's like, "Oh, I am so sorry. Like I just really didn't know this and this and this." And I was like, "Did you I don't understand what you didn't hear about manager, but I gotta go finish the
Right.
food inspection." And so from that point on, he was just like being so nice to me, even brought me a Gatorade and everything. And I'm just like, you men do this all the time, and y'all don't even realize it.
No, he probably was thinking
Oh
like
man,
if he probably saw you go up there, he was like, "Oh, she could do it, I could do it."
I
All
can
the
do
time.
it.
Threw himself in the situation and then learn quickly. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
It happens a lot more often than not.
Are you looking for a media agency that covers all the creative tasks that make a business successful? Lucid Perspective produces elegant, high-resolution graphics and logos, high-definition and 4K video, complete with treatment concepts and innovative editing. Lucid Perspective provides photography services such as fashion, advertisements, product or service, and aerial photography. We also help businesses build their brands from the ground up with complete campaigns that will make your business attractive to your target audience. We can bring your brand to the masses with our effective and strategic marketing campaigns to include sales funnels, eye-catching advertisements, breakthrough digital marketing through social media, and other digital avenues. Visit lucidperspective.com today. Yeah.
I think it's funny though.
No, it is.
I'm
We can
sure
be
it's
hard
funny.
headed. I mean, I can't speak for all men, but
Absolutely.
there's a big
You
majority
can't.
of us that
No,
are hard.
you
I'm
can,
not.
Frank.
I can't. Okay, you can if you want. I'm not. I speak for myself.
Yes.
No, we're kind of ignorant. It's whatever. But so talk about that part, right? So you just gave an example of how it's kind of because the men are usually the ones paying for the roof, right, in most homes, right? And so you got to deal with that. So do you have like women sales ladies who go knocking on the door, and how do you train them to deal with situations like that?
I actually don't have any women salesmen. They're men.
Okay.
They've been
For
in
that
the,
reason.
well, no, it's just it takes a different type of person to be able to go to a random person's door and
Right.
inquire about something or anything. And
Oh.
um, it's not a normal mindset that you would go and get,
Mm-hmm.
that you would have to have in order to do something like that. So it's hard to get a woman to do that. And I'm not trying to be shallow in any means or any terms. It's hard to get a pretty woman to do that. In this heat
Mm-hmm.
right now, like
Texas, right.
woo, it's hot. They don't want to do it.
So is a lot of your business from what's that say? How do you say door to door salesman, or like you walk through
Referral.
neighborhoods? And because around here we get a lot of the solar panel guys. Like they knocking on the door like
Right.
once every few months trying to sell solar panels. And it's like you said, it's usually dudes. It's never a female.
So a lot of it actually has come from referrals.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, the guys that I have, they've been in the industry, so they had that rapport with people, and a lot of the just people that they know that they're doing roofs, and we got hit 2 times this year with major storms. Like four
Mm-hmm.
corners of Houston were hit with tornadoes on a random basis. That just doesn't happen. So
Mm-hmm.
we had gotten a lot of business from that. And then moving forward, we had Beryl, which was just like a huge hurricane that just ripped up everybody's roof, trees through houses. They're still not done cleaning up a lot of the stuff.
Right.
So we're still working with those too, because there's a lot of people who are still hesitant and then have gotten denied, and they're finally calling us too. It's just been a lot of work.
That's dope. So do you have like a marketing campaigns, or like for instance, like you just mentioned how people get denied. Do you have like a slogan or like some type of marketing material where it's like, has your insurance denied your roof? Call us. Like, do you have marketing, or like
That
you said, it's just
was
referrals?
good, Frank.
I know, I try, I think I have a marketing mind. I don't know. But do you have something like that to like, so like you have for Queen Roofing Services has some type of reputation in the area for doing the work that you do?
Actually, the only thing that we have right now are flyers for when we go door knocking, because sometimes we'll be in neighborhoods working on roofs, and and we just can't help it. Like, hey, hold on, that one right there. I can see that they had an inspection. I'm just curious if they got passed or not. Let's go leave
Right.
this here really quick. Let's go talk to them. It's like I just want to know. I know what I'm looking at, and I see that they probably didn't get that approved based off of the marks that I've noticed on the roof from their inspection. And
Hmm.
so I'm just
Okay.
gonna let them know, hey, if you get it denied, give me a call because I can help you out.
That's
And
dope.
Is that something that you like train your door knockers to look for too? Because like I'm sure by you being the seasoned professional, a lot of your trainees don't have your eye and right. Just teaching them how to look for particular things and selling points.
yes, definitely. So like they see me when we're at work, because we work very closely together. We're on these projects because I'm trying to mold them into a mini version of me. Um,
Dope.
All right.
so whenever I see roofs, they see me whenever we're in neighborhoods, and I'm like pointing out things, and I'm quizzing them on stuff, and I'm like, hey, what's that? What's this? How do you what type of roof is this? How long is it gonna last? Like I just let them know as much as I can. As far as the insurance stuff, it's a lot of information that I have acquired over the past decade and plus. So it's hard for me to teach them that.
Hmm.
in the future, I do plan on having adjusters come and work with us so that we can have that learning curve closed.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
That's pretty dope. And probably a silly question, but you're based out of Texas. So do you only work for houses or clients in Texas? Do you do nationwide?
You're on the
Like,
same track, Brian Frank.
oh yeah.
We are
'Cause,
only in Texas right now.
is that is that an insurance or a licensing thing where you can't work out of state? Something
Yes,
like, okay.
yes. Um, Out of state. So Texas is one of the few states that don't allow, like, we don't have to have contractor's license to be contractors here.
Mm,
That's, it could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing, but I being an adjuster, like I basically have that knowledge. So they trust me off back. They know I know what I'm doing. And then especially whenever I take on a project, like I'm like, no, 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 this is my roof. Until I'm done, this is okay. I'm
right.
making decisions on this because we're gonna do what's best for you and we're gonna keep your pocketbook small.
All right.
That's dope. And I was asking because we're in Virginia. We got rules out here.
We got
I'm in
rules
a
out here.
we got you know what I'm saying? We got rules in Virginia. I'm in a relatively new house. This house is only 4 years old, so I probably ain't gonna have issues with the roof no time soon. But you never know. What about expansion? Do you have, so you're working out of Texas, you're based out of there, you got a team, you got staff, you got adjusters, you got salesmen. Are there future plans to branch out into other areas of Texas and or possibly other states to grow the company? Or is it you want to stay in Texas for now and you're just gonna hone in on your craft in Texas?
So I actually had that conversation. It's funny that you said in Virginia. It's with my aunt today, and she had asked me that same question. She was asking if I wanted to go out in Virginia and try and see what that was like. If I can have that, build out there as well.
Right,
I was like, that's very interesting. I'm gonna think about it. I just need some time right now because
right.
not a lot going on. It's just me that owns this. I don't have anybody else that's doing this with me, and except for my team.
Hmm.
Um, and right now, I think if we were to expand to a different state, might be a bit much. I
Yeah,
do want to expand. I did tell myself I'm going to give myself till the end of this year, and then we have to make some expansions going into the new year. But we're just trying to see what plans it would be, whether it be commercial or going to a different state.
yeah. Because I mean, when you're by yourself, it can be difficult, but then bringing on in partners, you can have issues there, rapport, or just, issues with people in general. So I get that.
Relinquishing that power, Frank.
Or yeah, not power, but just having to deal with some. So like right now, you're the boss, right? There's nobody above you. You got no partners. You're the queen, right? Queen Roofing Services. You bring in a partner, or you try to like deal with other people. Now you got other ideas, you got other, people mingling with things, and it could be issues. You know what I'm saying? That's just human nature.
Hi, I'm King Arthur, founder of Novel Views Tech, where we prepare children aged 10 to 17 for a future shaped by advanced technology. Our curriculum dives into fields like robotics, nanotechnology, quantum computing, and more. But what really brings learning to life are our bi-monthly, Exploring the Future of Technology, webinars, hosted by industry experts. These webinars aren't just lectures, they're interactive discussions that connect your child to the pulse of the tech world, creating a learning experience that goes beyond the classroom. We offer a money-back guarantee to ensure you're completely satisfied. Equip your child with the skills to not just adapt, but to innovate and lead in the future. Join us at Novel Views Tech, and let's build their future today.
But yeah, maybe what about a franchise? What about thinking about like franchising out or selling a franchise to in another state where you do have some type of control, but now they're a franchise. It's a franchise relationship.
Oh, I
You
definitely
know?
would be open to that. That's something that I would definitely be open to. I think that's kind of what she was trying to get at me about, but I didn't catch what she was saying.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm in the middle of doing something right now. But it did make me start thinking about other ways that we can move this forward. But I do want to get commercial in
Hmm.
before before we start moving forward because I know that would open up so many more doors. Um, Putting in commercial and then moving states. Oh my gosh, that would be
Right.
amazing.
Commercial, yeah, commercial could be huge. Imagine doing Walmarts.
Yeah.
Targets and those
Wow,
huge
that is a lot.
warehouses. That's crazy money.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally was having this conversation with my sales team today. I was like, yeah, we're gonna go for commercial. I told them like Christmas presents, we're all gonna get a license. We're gonna make sure that we get this moving forward because they've been asking, and I'm like, okay, let's do it. Sometimes I just felt, a little overwhelmed, but I'm like, no, I gotta keep going. I just gotta keep going, and everything really just works itself out. And
Hmm.
sometimes get in my
That's a
head,
For
bar.
sure.
yeah. Sometimes I get
That's
in
a
my
bar.
head and I just keep moving.
In
Okay,
that same vein, so
go ahead, Kay.
what in that same vein, like of growing and expanding, what would it take to make another you? What would be your successor be so that you could work on the business and not so much in the business?
You said what would be my
Successor, like so you can work on the business and not in the business so much.
Oh man. Honestly, I think I have the people that are with me right now that are in like my sales team. Um, they're pretty good. They're very reliable. I feel like at once I get to a certain point where everything is working and they don't need me so much anymore, and I don't have to
Mm-hmm.
be here. I don't have to, the brain has basically been transplanted into all of my people.
Hmm.
Uh, that would be the time for me to go. I estimate that to probably be within 4 to 5 years. But
That's
the
rough.
people I have right now are the people that are going to be doing that.
That's rough. Trying to find help these days, or not necessarily help, but like find
Reliable, quality
reliability,
help.
quality. Yeah, and then like you said, transferring your brain into other people. Because I feel like I have that issue when it comes to branching off or trying to delegate certain tasks to other people. It's like I know how I do it, I know how I like it, and I can't really um judge people too hard for not doing it how I do it. But then there's that patient element, like, okay, let's give them time, let's help them learn. And then even that's a struggle for me. It probably is for you too. Ken can tell
Yeah,
you. But it's one of those things
yeah,
like as far as like being a people person and it's a necessary evil, right? When you want to multiply yourself, you just have to find the right people and you have to have patience and you have to train and mold them to be what you want.
Yeah.
So good luck for you for that, because
Thank
I could trust me, we dealing with that shit over here.
yeah.
Um,
But we're gonna figure it out. That's the
yeah,
name of
that's
the
what we
show.
do,
So that's what
figure
we're
shit
here for.
out.
Figure shit out.
Figure it out,
Yeah,
right?
We're trying to figure this shit out. Can you talk a little bit
yeah.
about when you first ventured out? So whenever you were working for someone else and then you had the idea to branch out and do your own thing, can you talk a little bit about that journey or any obstacles or struggles you had branching out for yourself?
Good question.
So throughout my career as an adjuster, I've been like a serial entrepreneur. I still worked as an adjuster, but I was trying to figure shit
Shit
out.
out. Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
basically, like I said, I got to the point where I was just emotionally, physically sick, and I could not do the job anymore. It was very demanding, very, very demanding. And when that happened, I was forced into entrepreneurship.
Mm.
I had to take what I knew and make it work because I knew at that moment that there was nothing that I could do with where I am right now in this job or any other job that's gonna take care of me because I'm killing myself.
Hmm.
At that moment, like it was hard. It was
Hmm.
not easy.
Right.
It was a struggle. Oh my God. I don't want to do it again. It's not
Right.
something that I definitely enjoyed.
But you're successful, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. But like I'm so much happier, so much more happier.
Mhm.
Like my time is mine again. I was making a lot of money in my job. I made a
Mhm.
lot of money. Like people looked at me like I was stupid when they were like, "Oh, why would you leave that? Because I was sick. I don't care how much money I was making. I was happy. My
Right.
happiness
Okay.
was everything. I was missing birthdays. I was missing everything. So yeah, no, I don't want to go through that again, but like, I mean, it was totally worth it because I got everything back
Right.
slowly,
Right.
but I got everything back.
What
And
about that first sale? Like when you branched out, you created your company, you started, doing the things you need to do to start a company, and you got that first job or that first sale. How did that feel? Was that like, okay, I can do this? or was it like, oh, maybe this is luck, maybe I won't make it still? Did you have a moment of clarity during that time?
So yeah, definitely a moment of clarity. So I don't know, whatever higher powers everybody believes in, I'm gonna call it God for
Hmm.
commonality. So I literally went door knocking by myself, and I was like, I don't,
Ooh,
I'm gonna go
okay.
doors.
That's a bar. Okay.
So I went and I knocked on, I saw this house and I knocked on it, and then they didn't answer. And then I looked at the neighbor and I was like, they need a roof too. Let me go knock on their door. And before I knocked, I saw they had a permit. So I knew that they were getting work done. So which means in my mind, I was like, they would definitely be interested in getting their new roof. So I
Right.
knocked on the door and I talked to the guy, and I was like, hey, um, are you interested in getting a new roof? I'm just trying to throw something out there. And he was like, well, yeah, I know I need a new one, but I just had this done and I don't have any money and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I can help you get your roofer a lot cheaper if you go through the insurance. And he was like, well, this doesn't, basically he ended up going for it, signed the contract by the end of the conversation. And
Wow.
I was like, when I left the house, I was like,
Got him. No.
yeah, I was just like, this happened. I was like, what? And then the awesome thing about it too is when I noticed that house, it had something on it, which whenever I see it as a contractor looking at a contractor's eyes, I'm like, ooh, money. He had to have a full redeck. And a
Hmm.
full redeck is basically like framing on your roof. That is very expensive to replace. And
Hmm.
it adds like an additional probably 50% of the amount of the roof.
Wow.
So I was like, what? Like it was a huge job for my first job. And it was the second or third door that I knocked on for the day. It was amazing.
Well, that was about to be my next question. Was that for the day
Stars
or
align.
in all time? Like,
That
how
was
many
the
doors did you have to
first
knock
one.
on?
That was the first one. No, like I literally was like, I was like, I gotta go knock. I gotta go knock. I was like, I was freaking out because I was like, I have to get some money.
All right.
Gotta do
That's
something. I
right.
gotta go knock. So I go to my friend's neighborhood because I just knew the neighborhood. And so I was just like, okay, well, this one looks, let me park the car. Do nothing.
That's
Go to
crazy.
the neighbor's house. Do. Hey, he needs one too. Let me go knock. And he answers and he lets me do it. He thought it was a total scam because he was like, this sounds too good to be true. But then when I was talking to his insurance and looking at his policy and telling him stuff, he was like, I don't know. I think she knows something.
Right.
And so by the end of it,
Worth a
he
try.
was like bragging to his mom and sister, and they were like, no way, that wasn't a scam. It was real. I was like,
That's
yeah,
That's
so
cool.
crazy.
real.
That's
Now that's
cool.
crazy that your third house on your first day, you got a huge like a contract. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, it was.
People need to hear stories like this because there may be somebody out there
Right.
who, whatever industry, whatever thing they're trying to start, they may not know, or they may feel like how you felt, like they want to throw themselves out there, but they don't want to get rejected too much, or they have a fear of
Mhm.
failure. But
Yeah,
the bottom line is you just got to do it, right? You just got to throw yourself out there, jump in,
Sure.
especially if you know that's the only way you're gonna make it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people they won't even try. You know what I'm saying? They won't try.
That
Too
part.
much fear, or they just don't believe in themselves. But you actually did, and I think that's a super dope story. It is now 2023, going on 2024. Why don't you have a VPN? Only for a limited time. Go to piavpn.com/cyberbunny. You could get 83% off the PIA VPN. What is a VPN? VPN is basically software that's used to hide an end user information such as IP address, location, private data they may be transferring over the internet, identifiable information such as their devices they're using from being spied on, from hackers, governments, internet service providers, anybody out there who wants to steal your data for their own personal gain. That's basically what a VPN does. If you want to take advantage of this discount, go to piavpn.com/cyberbunny. Go there now, sign up, tell them I sent you, get your software, get it installed on your laptops, on your mobile phones, on your tablets, any device that connects to the internet, get it installed on there. Get protected, go now.
That's
yeah,
kind of like me and the mask, right, Frank? I say it all the time. Like I sell like LED masks for Halloween's and kids and like parties and stuff. And if I would have went outside my very first time to try to sell them, I would have never done it. Because even when I tell people I sell them and I'm successful, they're like, "No way, there's no way you're doing it." I'm like, actually, there is a way. And
Mm-hmm.
so Yeah, I definitely can relate to that.
I think it's really cool. I mean, as far as like jumping out there and doing things on your own, you just it's as cliche and silly as it sounds, you just really have to have the knowing and the belief that you're going to get it. And
Hmm.
that vision in your head every single day, have a positive outlook on it. And a lot of times I have unrealistic expectations and just outlooks on the way that I look at things. And people are like, you just live in la la land. Yeah, I do.
That's
And I
me.
see everything
Yeah,
create.
that's right.
So
No,
I
that's
mean,
definitely me too. King of Tech.
yeah.
King of Tech.
Absolutely.
But no, that
Um,
delusion, a lot of people don't understand. Like that, it may seem delusional, but I think it's that delusion that gives you that extra push or that extra moxie to attract things, attract positive outcomes for you. Because you could go through life being negative, thinking you ain't shit, having no confidence, thinking you can't attain anything. And then that's exactly what you will manifest. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? A lot of people don't understand that. So delusion is good, depending. There's bad delusions too, but
Yeah.
depending, Frank, don't lead the people astray. You know what
huh?
I'm talking about? I said delusion is depending is depending, right? Don't lead the people astray.
Yeah. Delusion is maybe not the right word. Maybe it's dreams. I don't know. Follow your dreams.
Dreams, yeah, yeah. Follow your
But
vision, right?
delusions
Because
can
like
work too.
I think
Um,
you said it. I think you said it in your post. Like you gotta imagine it first before you see it, right? You gotta imagine it first before you
mhm.
even try to attempt something. Right? If you don't have the belief and imagination that, hey, I possibly could do this, then like you said, if they just know, oh, this has never worked. Guess what? It'll never work.
Right.
The man who says he can, the man who says he can't, are both usually
No,
right.
that's a fact.
So when you were selling after you sold him, right? Did you go figure out how to go sell more when you go knocking the door, or you just stuck to what you knew already as you were going along?
Yeah, of course I tried to go door knocking again, and then I went down like a little downward spiral where I was like, things aren't working out. I was trying to figure stuff out. And then I got a break and then things started moving. I started investing into what do you call it? Marketing. Yeah, started
Hmm.
doing
Mm,
marketing. I spent a lot of money, didn't make a lot of money.
Hmm.
I just was trying to literally figure shit out. And then I started to get some people to call me. I got a few roof replacements, just enough, to get me by and everything. Um, it wasn't crazy money. But then once these storms like really freaking hit, like
Hmm.
they just really, people just started coming out of nowhere. And I had
Right.
to build my team. My team actually came out of nowhere. It was literally like everything that I had been working for just kind of manifested all at once at the same time. And I had
nice.
to put everything together very quickly and get everything organized very quickly. And we were just moving, ripping, and running. And we are still running. And every
Hmm.
day we're getting new people coming in. And I just got two new approvals today, one overturned and one first go around. So it's just
Yeah.
yeah, it was not easy. But
Hmm.
we got through it.
No, that's super dope. And hooray for storms, right? Because apparently these storms are money makers out
I was
there.
about to say, I was about to say, you about to be a professional storm chaser?
For
I
real.
was.
Like
I
the twister
was.
people.
Yeah.
Chasing the storm, follow the storm, and then wherever that storm is at, hit the people up like, hey,
I'm
you need them
there.
to roof. No, that's crazy. That's super dope. Let me see what we got.
No more questions, Frank.
Let me try to see. We talk about naysayers. Did you have or do you have even still today any naysayers about what you're doing about your business and maybe about your gender? Like people that just look at you and be like, "How can you do this?
Them
This isn't real."
chauvinists.
Yeah, or
I
haters, I should
actually
say haters.
All
um
right.
I'm sure I do, but I don't pay attention to them.
Hmm.
Uh I I'm I genuinely feel that I have so much love and support in this business. I don't see the haters. Like I don't see the people that are giving me that are trying to give me the negative energy or that. That's not what I honestly pay
Facts.
attention to. Yeah.
That's a dope
I
answer.
Yeah, I've been feeling like I've just been getting so much support and love. And the craziest thing is I really didn't know what I was doing was different. We'll
Right.
see.
Okay.
So people
What do you
started
mean?
telling me. I had no clue. Like there weren't that many women contractors. I just didn't think about it. I was just like, do what you know, you know? And once I got
Mhm.
into it, I started getting so much support and I started, wait, why is everybody doing this? Why is everybody, what's going on? And then,
Hmm.
oh, this is rare. This doesn't happen. People aren't used
Hmm.
to this. And I was like, oh,
Hmm.
okay, cool. So it's
Use it to
just
your
been like a
advantage.
love for me.
That's dope. And yeah, when he saw the TikTok, like we said, it was like Queen Roofing. Okay, you're on roofs. At first, I thought you was doing like you was actually doing the work. Like you was up there hammering shingles down, which would still be dope. But it was
Right.
like a female-based business that deals with roofs. That's you don't see that every day.
Right.
Very interesting. We gotta talk to this chick. That's what we was like.
Right.
We gotta talk to her. Let's do the closet. Is there something? Well, you got another question?
Hold on. I do it, but I would say earlier when you talk about she didn't get that many women as salesmen, I was like, it's hard to get women to do anything. So
That's crazy.
it's hard to get women to do anything. But so our close out question is right. So what are you trying to figure out moving forward? Like we talked about your figuring shit out moment in the beginning. So what are you trying to figure out now as you move forward?
Like just with business or life goals or where I want to take my business with my life goals.
Anywhere,
You pick.
anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, let's be honest. Nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to those hours anymore. I work a lot. I'm not done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not done. I have a timeline on where I want to have this thing on clockwork so that I can be able to check in and check out when I want to. Right now, I'm full time, not because I have to, because I want to be. I want to make sure that this is going to be in 5 years on clockwork.
Mm-hmm.
That's my end goal. Um, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to live my life on my time 100%. And right now I'm on Queen's
Mhm.
time, which I'm okay with. Okay. It's better than being on Geico, State Farm, and Allstate's time.
Right. And asking for PTO, like your birthdays or holidays, like requesting stuff, like it's one of those things. It's like I gotta ask a whole nother person to do something that you feel like everybody should just have the freedom to do, but a lot of us don't have that. You know what I mean? So that's super dope that you got that.
Man, it's major.
Before we let you go, do you have if you can drop your socials, your email, your website, anywhere
Where's your
people
website?
can find
I
you?
didn't see your website.
QueenRoofingServices.com. Everything is
Okay.
Queen Roofing Services on social media, whether on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and my email is Montrelle at QueenRoofingServices.com.
Oh, dope. And right now, you just working in Texas, right? You're not working anywhere else in the country. So if you got a house in Texas and you got a storm, hit up Queen Roofing Services. She can hook you up. Um, thank you so much. This is super dope. Do you have anything, King, to close
We
out?
really appreciate it. Nah, we appreciate you coming through. I'm glad we will connect on TikTok. TikTok's an amazing place. Don't y'all crazy people ban it because we're gonna be back to whack Facebook and boring Instagram. You
Bro,
know
they
what I'm
keep
talking
fucking
about?
with
So
my account so many times. They demonetized my TikTok, and I got like two
again,
weeks. The first time I got like 2 weeks, and I can
oh okay,
reapply. It's crazy. We're not gonna get into that. But
black sauce
thank you so much. This is a super dope conversation.
Thanks,
We
guys.
will
for
stay in
sure.
touch and
Yeah,
peace out.
absolutely.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Have a
Cheers.
good night.
Bye.
Bye.